Today, you're going to be getting back your Monet background. Remember that we did wet on wet for this? That's where we got our paper really wet, and we put some watercolor on it, and then it moved all those colors around on our papers. Today, we're going to be adding a bridge. We're also going to be adding some paper flowers to this. I'm going to start off with the bridge, so you will need to get one strip of brown paper off the front table. You'll also need to get a black colored pencil. You're going to use a pencil to start out with. I'm going to use a colored pencil so you can see what I'm drawing. But starting in the bottom corner, I'm going to draw a big curve all the way to the other corner. Kind of like this. Now I'm going to draw that exact same line, except just above it a little bit. So I'm going to start here, cut it, and it's going to curve. I'm going to do it one more time. Try to make it so that each line is about the same distance apart. These are going to be the railings and the floor to your bridge. So I'm going to cut these out. Cut along each line. Don't throw away your scraps. You're going to need these still. Alright, so I've got those two long strips cut out. These are going to get glued to my background. So I'm going to glue one down, and then I'm going to glue the other above it. This is going to make kind of like a bridge. Remember that when we're gluing, we're just using dots of glue. This paper might not want to stick super well because that watercolor paper was so thick. But do your best. You might have to flip it over and give it a back rub. Make sure that you line up all the way to the edge too. Alright, now we gotta glue my other one. You're just gonna put it just slightly above it. It doesn't need to be super high above it. Next, I'm going to take one of those brown scraps. I'm going to cut a rectangle out of it. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to cut a whole bunch of little itty bitty rectangles. I can just snip them out, just like this. These are going to be the railings to your bridge. Take it, put some glue on the back, and I can glue these right between those two curves. After you've glued all of your railings down for your bridge, you might want to flip it over and give it a back flip just to make sure that stuff sticks on. You're also done with your brown, so you can throw away any scraps that you have left. The very last thing you're going to do is you are going to be making tissue paper flowers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot of glue somewhere on my paper. You probably want to keep these kind of low because these flowers are going to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to take a piece of tissue and a back of a pencil, put the back of the pencil in the center of that tissue paper, and then I can crunch it around like this. And I can gently place them onto my background. If you want, you could put two pieces of tissue paper together, so I might put a dot in the middle of this one and put another color. This. Notice that I'm kind of offsetting them, so I'm not putting them like this. I'm going to turn it Get a dot of glue on my background. And once again, wrap that around the back of my pencil. Careful because the tissue paper is going to be kind of soft from the glue. You don't want to tear it. And you can glue that on. You should probably do about anywhere from 3 to 5 flowers. And I'm keeping them low on my paper once again because these flowers are going to be bigger. You're thinking about space. You don't want a big flower in the background. Alright, so after you've got this all finished, this can go as low as it can go in the drying rack. Remember that you're starting with the bridge first, and you do 3 curved lines all the way across the edge of your paper. Then I cut out a rectangle, and I cut a bunch of little snips out of that rectangle to make the bars of the bridge. Lastly, I added 3, 4, or 5 tissue paper flowers. You can see that they make your painting kind of 3D as well. When you're done, you can read or weave or free draw.